I moved to Bangalore in January 91, and that is when the whole pub culture had exploded. In the late 80s is actually when the pubs started opening,
And
right?
you moved from which city?
I moved from Bombay.
Okay.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Explain that. Describe
There,
that
there was
to
no
us.
such thing as pubs in Bombay.
Yeah.
And the pubs in Bangalore were 2 or 3 years old, as you know, at best.
Okay.
But they were everywhere, and they were like in the most beautiful areas of town, and each one was done up so beautifully. I remember Residency Road and Pub World, and everybody said this has got the old Bangalore vibe, you know, and beer on tap. Imagine that. These are all things that I only heard about outside our country, never in. So I really thought that Bangalore was literally the most advanced place, that they could even think of things like that.
As a student, of course, it was amazing that all these pub cultures which we spoke about had different nuances to it, right? Like on a Tuesday, you used to go to a strike to hear some heavy death metal. On a Wednesday, you do a hip hop night in a Cellars. And then on a Friday, you used to do a time and again, which was commercial music. And on a Saturday, you used to go to the club again. So the diversity of music, and I think it was a very intentional community. I mean, to say, you used to meet the same guys over and over again. And I think we also had a great student community at that point in time. And most of those guys made what Bangalore it was. It was quite strong in terms of what it represented. It was very cosmopolitan at this point in time. And I mean to say, you go to Bombay, there was always a regional influence of Bollywood. You go to Delhi, there was Punjabi, which was a regional influence. Bangalore was completely cosmopolitan. I think that's what was the edge towards everything. So there were these parties which were called as the red tape parties.
Okay.
Correct.
Where would it happen?
You get onto Mysore Road, nobody knows where they're happening. And you follow these neon strips which have been pasted on trees, and you keep exploring and exploring, and you land up at these beautiful scenic place. It could be a lake, it could be one of those things. The underground scene was huge in the early 2000s.
The general term that everybody was using was live music ban. But in our city, in Bangalore, basically they were trying to target prostitution, they were trying to avoid criminal elements coming together in that place, and various other things where the monies were coming from. All of that is what they were trying to. So they passed a bylaw in the Karnataka bylaws, which there was a small little bylaw that said in a place where alcohol is being served, you can't have dancing. Yeah? But the way that it was worded was by someone that didn't speak English very well, and that entire thing was referred to as live band.
This
Those
is
girls, when
2005?
they were, no, but it had been going on for a while.
this is 2005?
It surfaced in 2005 in a very
Okay.
big way.
Okay.
They were describing all of that setup, these girls dancing. Musicians were accompanying them. So this thing was called live band.
Oh.
And then that went into the bylaws. Now, once it's in the bylaws, then technically you are serving alcohol. You do have a bar license, and you have come just to listen to the music, and I am singing on stage and you are dancing. Both became wrong because there is this live band and you are dancing.
I think the IT boom was in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
everybody
started
then
working.
started working, getting a 9-to-5 job, because being a musician didn't make any sense in Bangalore at that point.
Couldn't pay your bills.
Do you remember anybody specific who kind of just abandoned the sort of?
Yeah, they went home. Do you know how many people left their different states and came to Bangalore to live because music showed such a promising future for them? They packed up and went home. I personally know musicians who went back to Kerala, went back to Hyderabad. It's really sad.
When we closed, actually, we closed a day apart, and I think both the fundamental feeling was just relief for both of us. It was a year of just saying, can we even do the gig or not on the day of the gig, which is
How
just
many
too
times
much.
we were told
Yeah.
and how much money we lost. You've flown in a band from Bombay and you tell them after they've arrived, you can't do the show because it was so ad hoc. We would just be told you can't play today.